What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. I'm SwipaCam. Welcome to the channel. Y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We continuing to build this community. We are officially just over 1 year into the channel, and we already doing numbers. Remember, at 10K, we're going to Serbia. Hit that subscribe button. Let's continue to go up together, y'all. So I just got done watching the Denver Nuggets playing against the Los Angeles Clippers on December 26, 2021. And the Denver Nuggets give the city of Denver, Serbia, and fans from all across the world a victory to cheer them up during this holiday season, y'all. By the way, Merry Christmas for those of you that are celebrating it right now. I know we got a Christmas coming up on January 7th, but I want to go ahead and say Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you for being a part of the channel. And you know what? We've been in a slump a little bit as of late. We lost a couple games back to back. You lost the Charlotte game after the Nuggets were up 19 points at one point. We've been dealing with injuries, COVID. I mean, this team has been absolutely wrecked since before the season started, since the season has begun. And we have the MVP playing at an all-time level right now. He's outplaying everybody in the NBA, arguably. He looks excellent on most nights. I did something the other night, when he, against the OKC Thunder when he had a bad game. I basically calculated that I think that was Jokic, his fifth bad game in 107 games. And when you add up all of last season in the playoffs, the Laker game from last year, he had another game where it wasn't great. He's had about maybe 3 games you can consider this year that weren't perfect. Had about 5 bad games in 107. That's crazy. Tonight, the MVP, man, 38 minutes, 26 points, 22 rebounds, ties his career high, 8 assists, 9 of 24 shooting. This is back-to-back poor shooting nights for the MVP. Sometimes it happens. It's just one of those things. He's really pressing, trying to get shots up right now. But again, considering what his lineup is right now, it makes sense. 1 of 3 from the three-point line, but key 7 of 7 from the free throw line, including the 2 clutch free throws to ice the game out tonight. 2 steals with 2 blocks. He was a -7, but again, put this in context. He's a -7. They played with no Aaron Gordon tonight. They also played with Austin Rivers in the starting lineup. So tonight, the starting lineup was Jokic, Barton, Monte Morris, Austin Rivers, and Jeff Green. This has just been a trend this year, who is available. They tried to match up with the Clippers' speed tonight, and so they put Austin in the starting lineup, who hit 4 really clutch threes tonight. This is just one of those situations, man. You're in the middle kind of the dog days of the season. Look, man, we're just trying to make it and survive. That's all everything is right now, just trying to survive and continue to get through. And right now, the Denver Nuggets are the 6th seed at 16-16. They're the 6th seed at 16-16, and they're a half game behind the Clippers, who they just beat, who are 17-16, and they are 3 games out of the 4th seed. So I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I put something on Twitter the other day. I put this little, this little meme together, basically saying that at the end of the year, we're going to look up, we're going to see that the Denver Nuggets are 4th in the Western Conference. Jokic's a back-to-back MVP award winner, and on top of that, Jamal Murray is ready to go for the playoffs. And that's really the reality that we're looking at right now. I know it seems bleak. I know it doesn't always seem great, and especially in the last few games, they've really been struggling, giving up some big-time leads. Will Barton hasn't been playing especially well. The MVPs were inefficient. They got the door blown off when they played against the OKC Thunder, of all people, the other night. But this is where we are. They're sitting tied at the 6th seed. With all the injuries, missing their 2nd and 3rd best player, Aaron Gordon being out the lineup, Will Barton missed games this year. The MVP missed 4 games this year with a wrist injury, a 5th game. A 5th game because of his wrist. Yeah, man. We're in an interesting place, but they get a win tonight. Will Barton has 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. He's only 7 of 18 from the field with 3 assists. And 2 of 9 from the three-point line, not great. 1 of 1 from the free throw line, he was a -2. Will Barton had some nice moments. He made a clutch mid-range basket at the end of the game. He missed a couple some threes in that second half, especially. Again, man, he's just trying to get his shot, and I think Will. Nuggets community is really hard on him. I know there's some people that really just don't like the way Will plays the game. They think he's selfish. They think he dribbles too much, too many isolations, all that other stuff. But Will's actually on the lower end of isolations in the NBA. Will's not a perfect player, but at the end of the day, I think the question you can always ask is, how does your best player feel about him? And Jokic loves him. He's always loved him. He's always had a great relationship with Will Barton. Off the court, too, as well. Michael Malone appreciates him deeply. I know George Karl has said, listen to the Keeping It 1000 podcast with Adam Mares and George Karl. They talked about George wants to see him come off the bench. He said it for the last couple of years. He thinks he's a great bench player. And it's not that I disagree. It's just with this team where they are, he's not. There's no one else they could put in front of him. And I even think with the starting five, when everybody's healthy, he works well with that unit. Unless they had a defensive-minded two, like a Gary Harris or whatever. But Gary, again, he had to go for the Gordon trade to work. So I don't know who you replace him with in the starting lineup to make it better. But tonight, 17 points. He's the second leading scorer with the starters tonight. Monte Morris, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 of 14 from the field, 2 of 5 from the three-point line. He was a plus 11, man, the highest plus-minus on the starters tonight. Didn't shoot well, but he made some key plays. Again, 12, 5, and 5. Monte Morris had only 1 assist, 5-to-1 assist ratio from your point guard, and that's what you need. He is a quintessential low volume, low maintenance, moderate efficiency point guard. He tries hard on defense. He gives his best effort. Again, one of my favorite Monte Morris plays is whenever he is sitting at the top of the key and Jokic has the ball, especially when Jokic has the ball on the left block and he's facing this way with his right shoulder turned towards the basket. Monte Morris is probably the best on the team at reading that body position. He'll basically will kind of just move off and away from Jokic, and he'll just literally like kind of slow play, and all of a sudden he'll burst the speed out, like kind of like a quick twitch slot receiver, and Jokic will see him and just anticipate the pass. The point guard that's defending him won't see him. Will have his head turned, trying to look at Jokic and make sure he's not going to do an entry pass, and by that time the entry pass is already there. And Monte Morris had the layup, had another great one of those today. So good moments for Monte Morris today. Austin Rivers tonight, 12 points. 3 rebounds and 4 assists, and 4 of 8 from the field with 4 of 6 from the three-point line, and every single one of them threes was clutch. And only 1 turnover, and he was a +5 in the game. They won by 3. When Austin Rivers is on from the three-point line, it makes a big difference because he can drive the ball sometimes. He's not like overt. He's quick, but he's not overly explosive. So when he gets to the basket, he has a little difficulties in the trees sometimes, but when he hits his outside shots, it works. It stretches out the floor. It makes it easier for everybody else. And all those threes were clutch, every single one of them. So great job, Austin Rivers. Jeff Green, 20 minutes, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Only had 20 minutes tonight. 2 of 5, 0 of 2, and he was a +1 in the game, won by 3. Not many incredible Jeff Green minutes. He had some good transition D stops today. But I don't remember anything in particular that he did that really stood out. But, man, we got to talk about Devon Reed. He needs to have a guaranteed contract for the rest of the year. And I thought that during his first stint with the 10 days because the way he just looked with the team, the way he plays with Jokic. And I think he's a decent defender, man. He's 6'5". He gives him a nice little size at the wing when they're desperately missing wing players. I mean, you got, Monte Morris and Facundo Campazzo and Bones Highland in them, but you don't really have any wings ever since P.J. Dozier went down with injury. So I think he's a really good player, man. 26 minutes. He closes. Think about this, y'all. He closed the fourth quarter today with the starters for the most part. 15 points, 2 rebounds, had 13 at the half, 6 of 8 from the field, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, and he was a +8 off the bench. That's what you're looking for. A wing, knows his role, doesn't over-dribble, but also wants to play with Jokic. He wants to play with the right way. So, big shout-out. I hope he gets a contract for the rest of the year. Facundo Campazzo, 17 minutes, 5 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound, 1 of 4, 1 of 3, 2 of 2. He was a -6 tonight. He did not look good at all. I'm talking about, like, making boneheaded decisions, like driving past everyone, trying to throw a kick-out force pass into getting caught in transition. Just wasn't great today. He's had some really, 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 really strong basketball play the last several games, so I'm not going to be too hard on him. He just didn't look good tonight. Again, didn't hit his shots either, so it's just, one of them things, man. Sometimes he has bad games. He had a bad stretch to start the year for about 12 to 15 games, and really ever since then really picked it up. So hopefully he gets back on right next game. Vlaco Chanchar, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 1-on-1 from the field. He was even tonight. Strong rebounding from him, like really important rebounding, especially when they went to 2-3 zone in that second quarter. He was playing the center position. Great job by him. Bones Highland tonight, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 7 from the three-point line. But again, big three-point shot he did hit. He was a -5. Bones is just didn't look great tonight. Got caught over dribbling sometimes. Just wasn't hitting the shots. And again, Bones he's a shooter. That's what he does. And when he's not hitting his shots, you can tell he makes a difference. Until tonight, he did not hit his shots, -5. But again, I fully expect him to pick that back up next game. JaMychal Green tonight, man. 3 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. And he was a +10. The second highest on the team. +10. You know why? Because they went on a run. They went on a run during those 11 minutes he was playing. And his shot is coming back. 1 or 2 from the three-point line. If JaMychal Green can hit some three-pointers, makes that pick and pop and Facundo Campazzo worth it in a lot of ways. He plays tough defense as well. Plays really tough defense as well. And making less mistakes. No more moving screens as of late. And he's hitting the three-pointers, man. So you got to love it. So again, the Denver Nuggets back to 16-16, back to 500. That's kind of the story. That's probably going to be the story the rest of the year. They're probably going to be around 500 until they get Jamal Murray back or until they get some wins that kind of really start shrieking together. Devon Reed needs to be on a permanent contract. That might mean Bull not getting any playing time. He makes trips with the team. That's it. Doesn't do anything. Hasn't added anything. So maybe there's a situation where they're cutting out Bull from the lineup and they're cutting him out of the roster and saying, look, you're just not doing it for us because we need Reed. Because if you're not going to play Bull at all, you know what I mean? Like, what sense does that roster spot make? So, man, a good game from the Clippers. They didn't play bad, man. I really liked Terrence Mann a lot. I remember the days where Drew Bledsoe was a trade candidate for Jamal Murray back in, 2017 when Drew was still with the Milwaukee Bucks. Phoenix Suns and then with the Milwaukee Bucks. Drew Bledsoe was definitely a trade candidate for a while. But, yeah, the Yoke is absolutely going ham. He is having an incredible December across the board. Rob Perez put up his box score from this month and just outrageous. So we're just glad to be back at 500, you all. That's all I can say. I'm just glad they got the win. Their next game, the Denver Nuggets will play against Golden State on Tuesday. So it's going to be an even greater game. They're playing in California, you all. So swipe a gang, hit that subscribe button, share the video, like the video, let people know about the channel. Let's continue to build this community together, you all. And I will see y'all soon.